But to revisit something as traumatic as abuse can be frightening up front, but it's certainly worth the healing that's going to come out on the other end.
Hey there, folks. Happy Friday to you. How's it going? I just wanted to take a moment to say hi, and I'm here for our live Q&A. So I'm just going to hang out a little bit and see if anybody pops in to join the live Q&A. But I hope you guys are doing well this week and have been really enjoying just reading your posts this week and connecting with you. It seems like there's a lot going on in the community this week and a lot of great sharing and support. And I'm really just so pleased to see everyone, in the group, in the space, and, really using it to your benefit. So continue to do that because that's really awesome, and that's why we're here and why we've created this space so that you all can really connect and be with each other. Okay. So I am so glad to see you, Cheryl, Siobhan. Hello, hello, hello. So one thing that was on my mind today that I wanted to talk about is the difference between living and surviving. I was recently listening to Esther Perel's podcast. So if you are not familiar with Esther Perel, get familiar with her. She is a badass. And I'll put a link here to her podcast. She is a couples therapist. And what she does for her podcast is she actually records a couple talking through their shit and exploring that. And because we know that sexual abuse is so prevalent, oftentimes her guests talk about their experience of sexual abuse trauma. And while she doesn't do a lot of work with them individually because she's working with the couple, she will bring in insights and support them around that. And both men and women have identified as survivors in her podcast. So I was on my morning walk the other day and checking out the ocean view and listening to Esther do her magic. And she said something about this idea of, healing from sexual abuse. So I'm just going to read it so I don't misquote her. As a result of abuse trauma, those are my words, she says, some people didn't die and some people come back to life. Whoa, like I had to pause the podcast, I had to stop, and like even though I am always talking about this, and that that's the reason why Beyond Surviving is the language that we use. And some of you may not know that story of how I came to that term, and I'll share that here in a moment. There's just something about her phrasing that really struck me. Like there are people out there, they're alive, they didn't die, but they sure aren't living. And for me, one of the things that I am most committed to is supporting my clients and my communities in coming back to life. So when I was in my own journey of healing, there was a point where I was having a conversation with someone about my life and the struggles that I was having and my frustration with having a hard time finding support and finding something that felt like it was actually working and actually helping me. And this person, wanting to be loving and, supportive, said, "But Rachel, you're such a survivor. You've gotten through so much. I'm sure you're going to be okay." And I kind of lost my shit on this person. And I just, was like, you know what? I'm so sick of people saying I'm a survivor. That's so lame. Why would I want to just survive my life? And, there has to be something beyond that. I don't want to spend the rest of my life just surviving. I want to live my life. And I don't want every day to be working through trauma and thinking about trauma and looking back at the past and talking about it. Like, yes, that's an important part of the journey, but it can't be all there is. Huh. I took a breath. And my person, being awesome, was just kind of smiling. It was like, "So you pretty much just found the name of your program, right?" And so I said, "Yeah, there it is, Beyond Surviving." And You know, what that means to me is not that we don't have hard days in our lives, but that our primary focus and attention at some point switches from being about recovery and thinking about abuse trauma, talking about abuse and trauma, and moving into I'm living my life. I get up, I go for my walks, I hang out with my family and friends, I eat good food, I dance, I laugh, I watch funny TV shows or scary TV shows or whatever TV shows I like. I listen to music. I feel good about who I am. I don't have this constant chatter, you know, in my head. And and life starts to be about something other than recovering. And so today I just wanted to bring those words to you because it is a lot about restoring our lives and coming back to life. You know, and if you're not sure, like, okay, well, what does that really even mean for me? Then just imagine that none of the hurt was there. And I know that can sometimes be a big ask. But imagine that. Just imagine that for a moment, that you weren't spending and didn't have to spend any time and energy on healing and recovery. And how would you spend your time instead? You know, that's you coming back to life. What are the things that you care about? What are the things that you love? What are the things that make you laugh, bring you joy, bring a smile to your face? And listen, there was a time in my life when to answer that question, I would have said nothing because I was so deep in depression. I was so deep in hopelessness and feeling like there was no way out. And so when I couldn't generate it myself, I looked to others to help me generate that. I read books. I looked at people who had lives that I thought, that looks pretty amazing. That looks cool. Maybe I want that to be a part of my life, you know, and just let those things be an inspiration to me. So I really want you to hear me today that wherever you are in your journey, it's okay. I am in no way making you bad or wrong if you are in that place of your journey where you need to spend the time. Of course, that's the work I do every day is work with my clients because that's the place that they're in. They're needing to do some work and they're needing to get some skills and they need to take a look at the experiences that they've had. Just don't get stuck there, okay? There is something else. There is life beyond surviving. So be encouraged today. Maybe a little mini challenge for you is to think about one way, one thing that you would do this week if you were beyond surviving, if you were, you know, if you had come back to life. No need to wait, just do it. You know, even if it's for 10 seconds, one day, and then you're back into your stuff. I always tell my clients, you know, sometimes it's important to take a recovery time out. One of my clients was just talking about this actually, how she just took a whole week off from all of the Beyond Surviving work, didn't pick up her book, didn't listen to the audio lessons, didn't think about it at all, and just went to concerts and, you know, enjoyed her vacation and these sorts of things. So that's 100% like amazing and awesome to do. All right, so I'm going to hang out here just for a little minute in case you guys have any questions or comments or anything you want to add to the conversation. Feel free to post a comment there. I'll just wait a few seconds to see if there's anything coming up for anyone. Maybe you want to share like what you're getting present to, what you're feeling as you listen to me chat here. Maybe what's one thing that you're going to try this week that's in this category of coming back to life. Feel free to pop any comments there. I'll check back later too to see if there are any other comments later on today. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So thanks for tuning in, folks, and being here with me. Thank you for being a part of our fabulous community. As always, if there's any way that I can support you or you know, guide you in your journey, just know that I'm here for you. So have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye now.